Hello, my name is Youssef El Barmi and today I'm gonna present the book. My book is Options for the Beginner and Beyond by Dr. Edward Olmsted. So let's first begin with a small introduction about the book and its author. So the author, Edward Olmsted, has earned a worldwide reputation for demystifying options and for presenting trading strategies that work. So he got his bachelor's degree from Rice University and a PhD from Northwestern University. He's one of the most important figures in options trading. So his book gives a lot of examples and strategies that can accompany both beginners and professionals while trading options. So now let's move to definitions of options. So an option is basically a contract to buy or sell a specific financial product, officially known as the options underlying instrument or underlying interest. For equity options, the underlying instrument is a stock. It can be either a stock, an exchange traded fund, or similar product. So the contract itself is very precise. It establishes a specific price called the strike price at which the contract may be exercised or acted on, and it has an expiration date. When an option expires, it no longer has value and no longer exists. So these are the main differences between calls and options. So first, between stocks and options, I'm sorry. So first, options do have a time when it expires. After that time, it's not valid anymore. The second major difference is leverage, because options only cost a fraction of what a stock, the underlying stock, costs. For example, if the stock is saying at $49, its underlying options could be just $2 per option. So if you make the decision to buy an option, so the maximum that you can lose is gonna be the $2 times the 100 shares that you're gonna buy. So it's gonna be like a $200 loss. Whereas if you buy 100 shares at $49, then it's gonna be like a $4,900 investment, which is a little bit more risky. So as said in this slide, there are two types of options: call options and put options. A call option gives its holder the right to buy 100 shares of the underlying security at the strike price anytime prior to the option expiration date. And the writer or the seller of the option has the obligation to sell the shares. So the opposite of a call option is a put option, which gives its holder the right to sell 100 shares of the underlying security at the strike price. Anytime prior to the option's expiration date, the writer or seller of the option has the obligation to buy the shares. Afterwards, we're gonna see like concrete examples of call example and the put example, as well as other bigger strategies. So now let's see options positions. This is the jargon that most options traders use. For example, when I say that we are long on a short we are in a long positions with the stock or options, that means that we have purchased and owned the security in our brokerage account. For example, if we purchase the right to buy 100 shares of a stock and are holding that right into account, we are long call contract. So we have the right to exercise that option at any time prior expiration, and our potential loss is limited to the amount we paid for the option contract. When we are short position, describes a position in options in which we have written a contract. So we sold one that we did not own. This is kind of short position with stocks. So in return, we now have the obligation to inherent in the term of that options contract. So if the owner exercises the options, you have an obligation to meet. If you have sold the right to buy 100 shares of a stock to someone else, you are short a call contract. If you have sold the right to sell the 100 share of the stock to someone else, then we are short in the put contract. So we can be assigned an exercise notice at any time during the life of the option contract. All option writers should be aware that assignment prior to expiration is a distinct possibility. And here our potential loss on a short call is theoretically unlimited. For a put, the risk of loss is limited by the fact that the stock cannot fall below zero in price. Although technically limited, this potential loss could still be quite large if the underlying stock declines significantly in price. An open position means that it adds or creates a new traded position. It can be either a purchase or a sale with respect to an option transaction. So for example, we have an opening purchase. That means that a transaction in which the purchaser's intention is to create or increase a long position in a given series of options. An opening sale, on the other hand, is a transaction in which the seller's intention is to create or increase a short position in a given series of options. A closing position means we have again a closing purchase, which is a transaction in which the purchaser's intention is to reduce or eliminate a short position in a given series of options. This transaction is frequently referred to as covering or short position. A closing sale, a transaction which the seller intention here is to reduce or eliminate a long position in a given series of options. So options can provide for us a flexibility that we can face with it almost any kind of situation within investment. So for example, within a call options, a holder or the buyer, he has the right to buy the options, and at the same time he has the obligation to sell if he is the seller. Then a put options has the right to sell and an obligation to buy if he is the seller. Here we're gonna move to the Greeks